Yehaw, it's your girl, Lady Pelvic, here to talk to you about some wild arms. What's up, guys? We're just gonna stick to the normal intro. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Lady Pelvic of Pelvic Gaming, and today we're talking about my second ever JRPG. First was Phantasy Star 4, technically Pokemon, that's a whole story. And oh my gosh, hearing the music, seeing the gameplay, and the graphics all just hit me. We're talking about Wild Arms, released for the PlayStation 1 in Japan, December 20th, 1996, in America in 1997. I am so grateful to Stefan S. for gifting me this game last year for my birthday. He gave me a PlayStation gift card, so thank you so much. This game was such a treat. So before you even start the game, I recommend you wait it out on the title screen to low-key get some history on one of our characters. I actually didn't see that for a while, so don't miss out because it certainly hints at some things. Anywho, first you choose who you want to start with. You could begin with any, but it's recommended you start with Rudy, the wandering youth, because you get a briefing on the status of Filgaia. Life is fading, destruction continues, and monsters are about. Rudy has the potential to be a dream chaser. People who venture out. Rudy is loved by the town, but of course some kid goes to a cave to collect a holy berry. Rudy goes to save him, but not after mucking something up to cause the entire world to quiver. He returns, the townsfolk are at the entrance of the cave to meet him when a big bad boss appears. Now you're forced to use your arm, short for Ancient Relic Machine. Of course, that's forbidden technology, and he's banished from the village. End scene 1. The next character, Jack, is also a dream chaser, in search for power, and loves the thrill of adventure. Cecilia is a princess studying at the Abbey, but hears a voice that beckons her to the sealed library. Long story short, you discover a lot of information on the war between humans and demons 1,000 years ago. Guardians, golems, a technology-advanced race, and she can communicate with the guardians of Filgaia, who speak of a battle happening once again. After completing each character's segment, they meet at Adelheid and help the townsfolk fight their way through Lolithia's tomb to uncover, well, Lolithia the Golem. It's then an aforementioned festival happens, and well, we all know in JRPGs, if something fun and happy is happening, something really terrible is soon to follow. And sure enough, the sky quite literally falls and chaos and complete disarray ensue. The demons attack and demand the teardrop, a magical heirloom of Cecilia's family, which will aid in bringing back Mother, an alien life form that only lives to destroy. Okay, while it's pretty standard JRPG stuff, I love the story. Guardians, demons, golems, I'll take it all. I dig the characters, I enjoy the world, and man, the demons were great, and I can't really say much other than I like what they did with them. Certain twists I enjoyed, and even if you could see some of them from a mile away, they felt fresh and poignant. I wasn't stone-faced when emotional scenes played out. I caught myself nodding my head when certain characters shared their relatable stories. I gave a damn, you know? So now let's move on to the gameplay. Combat is your standard stuff: attack, defend, item use, run, change equipment, and skills. You can set specific characters to auto mode, choosing how they play, which I would never do. Where this game differs a bit is the focus levels. Anytime you attack or are attacked, your focus level can go up, which means your attack and defense increases. Also, based on how much focus you have in your gauge, you can perform a focus ability. If your gauge is full, you go condition green. All abnormal statuses will be removed. And this conveniently brings me to one of my biggest gripes in the game, and that is sleep. Unlike most JRPGs, getting hit while asleep does not wake you up, and let me tell you, the chances of waking up are fucking little to none. Not to mention, enemies are relentless in using status-inflicting attacks. If you're up against 3 bad guys who could cast sleep, you could bet your ass that the majority, if not all of them, are casting sleep. And then, you're stuck watching yourself die. There aren't many ways to combat this. Pray that you last long enough to get a condition green. There is a spell, Awaken, which stays active during battle if you cast it before the enemies. If you cast before the enemies. Obviously items, if you go before the enemy. If you go before the enemy. Best bet is to equip a late game item called Holy Parasol that absorbs all spells as MP, only equipable by Cecilia, but it's a damn shame to use the one accessory slot, especially if you spent 3 hours getting a 2% drop rate item called the Necronomicon. That makes everything melt. My point is, sleep sucks. So each character has different roles with different equipment. Rudy's specialty is using his arms. There are special chests with arms that only he could open. Each arm is different, some attacking groups, single target, or have an attribute. Cecilia is your spellcaster, healing and offensive spells alike. Jack is a speedy swordsman who uses magic to perform sword techniques. And of course, each character has unique focus abilities. Utilize all their strengths to mop the floor with these monsters. Now, exploration in towns, world map, and dungeons. Let's start with the dungeons, which I thought were phenomenal for the most part. I like dungeons with puzzles. I didn't find them too long until you got to late game dungeons, which makes sense. There was a lot of variety, a lot of different obstacles, terrains that required use of tools. Tools are nifty items that aid in exploring dungeons, like opening secret areas, avoiding trapped treasure chests, and blowing things up with unlimited bombs. I do feel Cecilia got shafted when it comes to tools. Hers were very stupid and situational. You know, pour water on fire, talk to maybe 20 animals in the game, or if you mess up on a puzzle, reset it. However, there were some puzzles and tricks to dungeons that were absolutely grueling or had very obscure hidden switches. No shame in taking off to YouTube because some dungeon practices were ridiculous. Also beware because there's one save point per dungeon. I've noticed it's either midway in the dungeon or right before a boss battle. There are a few other things to keep an eye out for in dungeons, such as magic doors. If you have a duplicator, a key that can unlock any not story related door, there's usually a treasure inside, or a statue that can teach Jack a hint to a new sword technique. Tools can also be used in towns, and I'm a huge fan of Rudy's radar, which causes any hidden item to blink for a few seconds. Towns are generally where you'll refresh your character, stock up on items, but do not leave without binding your crest graphs. You'll find them hidden on Filgaia, and you can bind 2 elements to make spells. And don't worry about selecting a spell you don't want, as you can dissolve them and write a new spell. You'll also be upgrading Rudy's arm's power, accuracy, and bullets. Prepare to dump a lot, and I mean a lot, of money into this. Lastly, the world map. Okay, I have one gripe. In order to view the world map, you must go into the item menu and select the map, close it, and move, instead of it being on the screen as you travel. Otherwise, the world map is stupid fun to explore. Wild Arms does a great job slowly opening the map to you. First walk, then by ancient technology, then by ship, then by golem, which was freaking awesome, and then so on. Wild Arms made traveling exciting. Anytime you got a new means of transportation, I couldn't wait to have access to all these untouchable areas. Oh, you know what else was rad? When you didn't see an area on the map. But if you walk close to a monument on the map, it zooms in. So just because you don't see a location doesn't mean there isn't one there. And I thought that was super clever and again, really encouraged the player to go explore these deserted islands. Wild Arms definitely has it going on for the gameplay, and the graphics are equally outstanding. Wild Arms nailed it with both 2D and 3D graphics. Anytime outside of battle, you have marvelous pixel art, expressive characters, and they're very colorful. And inside battle, they switch up to 3D graphics, which was awesome. They reminded me of Bomberman with their dark oval eyes, chibi-fied appearance, and sometimes, after you won a battle, Cecilia would do a little dance. Also, how the camera moved for different attacks, sometimes it worked. Spells, guardian summons, arm attacks look awesome. I was absolutely impressed with the look. Even towns were brimming with life. I never got tired at looking at Wild Arms. From start to finish, it was beautiful. And don't even get me started on the opening with beautiful 90s anime art. It still holds up today. I saw it. Oh God, I could have got teary-eyed, man. I was looking at my babies. If I want to be a little bit extra, I wish they added more anime cutscenes. To be fair, the cutscenes they had weren't bad, but to have them animated and just see the 90s art style even more, would have loved it. And it would be an absolute sin if we did not talk about the music of Wild Arms. This is what ties it all together, baby. And listen, I don't give a crap about country music, but play some Wild Arms, you might get your girl to do-si-do. We gotta talk about the opening. The first notes of the guitar, man, it hit me right in the face, KO'd by nostalgia. I haven't played this game since it came out, and I knew every single note. I could whistle along, no problem. It's a melody that easily stood the test of time. Honestly, a lot of the main tracks came rushing to the forefront of my mind. It was very familiar, and I instantly fell in love with all its Western themes. There was also a song or two that straight up sounded like Suikoden. I shit you not, I stopped and I thought to myself, I've heard this before. Check it, this is Suikoden 2's Adventurous Journey. Now this is Wild Arms Adelheid Castle. Same vibe, right? And I'm clearly not the only one who thinks this. Battle themes, boss battle themes, town and dungeon themes were all varied and never got old. Towns are where it's at for me personally, but for my favorite track, honestly, I don't have one. I like it all. If I had to choose one, right now I'm in the mood for the overworld theme or Rudy's theme called Migrant Bird of the Wilderness. The soundtrack is so damn good. One of its strengths for sure. So, Wild Arms gets an 8.5 out of 10 from me. Listen, I love this game, but if we can fix how sleep works, that'd be great. Like, I don't know if you guys believe me when I say sleep is brutal in this game. In any other JRPG, I have had problems with poison. You know, maybe even paralysis, right? But sleep? No, just hit your partner over the head. Kadonk, you're awake. Good morning, sunshine. We have a boss to kill. But Wild Arms, you don't have the option to hit your partner, and your partner could get beat the fuck out of by all the enemies, and they'll sleep through it. Also, part of me wants to critique how many save points there are in a dungeon. It's really nerve-wracking to only have one, but the dungeons aren't long enough to warrant multiple. And lastly, the world map issue. Honestly, just quality of life stuff. Other than that, this game is hella fun. I highly recommend it. I definitely challenge you to take on some of the optional bosses. And just because I know you're wondering, I do plan on playing Wild Arms 1 through 3 because that's what's available on PlayStation Network. If they add 4 and I think 5, I'll play those as well. I don't know if I'll play the remake of Wild Arms for PS2. I don't really want to play PS2 games, but whatever. Especially one of a remake of a game I recently played. At the very least, I can guarantee Wild Arms 2 and 3 are coming. So, before I go, I want to keep it going with Black History Month and highlighting small Black-owned businesses. A lot of you asked what products I use for my hair, and I'm happy to tell you I recently came upon Miche by Michelle, and her products are all about moisturizing. Once a week, I use their deep conditioner and their leave-in conditioner, which I am stocked up on. Black Friday, they had a sale, so your girl went crazy. Oh, and the curls that come out of that one are bouncy, shiny, and most importantly, healthy. I love this product so much, and I really hope to send some business their way. Also, I want to be very clear, this isn't sponsored, no affiliate link, nothing. Once again, I'm just promoting hardworking people of color who make products that I love, and that I want to share with you all. I've left a link to their products in the description below, and if you do make a purchase, please, please, please just tell them that Pelvic sent you, so I know I'm making an impact, they know I'm making an impact, and it just makes me feel good. As always, thank you so much for watching, supporting, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Mwah.